listening to the worst podcast in the universe.
Yeah, you are.
Call or text us now to 706-237-8230. This is the Landon and Dillan Show.
What's up, everybody? My name's Landon. This is episode 9 of the Landon and Dillan Show. We got Dillan over there. Look at him with a brand new webcam, looking clean. Looks way better, my friend.
Great. I'm glad, that to me is important. Quality is important, everyone.
Right. I'm hoping it cuts down on, there's a little bit of a lag with it, so hopefully that fixes all that.
Oh, well, let's hope.
It definitely looks a lot better, so
Great.
I am impressed. How you been, man?
I've been all right. How are you?
So about the same. It's
You
kind
know,
of
it's
been like
back
a
to
really
school
shitty up and down week, so.
Yeah,
honestly.
I know. It's been wild. It's been like that's I was just telling you before we went on, it's been a really slow week for like information. Like nothing fun is happening. So we're just gonna be two assholes, talking about random shit for the next couple hours.
Right. Well,
But
I'm actually having a alcoholic beverage tonight.
oh boy.
And as our buddy who does our professional thing says,
The podcast so bad, you have to be drunk to listen.
Opening beer with my teeth is becoming easier the drunker I get.
This is the Landon and Dillan Show.
so pour you up a drink, guys. We're going to have fun tonight.
Yeah, man, we are. We're gonna have some fun. I just thought of something we could do in the future.
Yeah?
If this show or the future show is still happening. I turned 21 in December. So
Yeah?
we could cover a birthday bash and a Christmas show all at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what, are we going to send you a bottle of tequila and see how many shots you can do before you pass out?
I'll just sit here at my desk just pulling tabs and then fucking getting hammered for everybody. Everybody can see that experience.
Call in now. How many shots can you think he can do before he passes out?
Remember, I am a big boy, everybody, so I can take a little bit more than some of them pussies. So it is. Speaking of pussies, it's back to school. all these little assholes around the country are going back to school.
Right.
And a lot of them are on modified schedules. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them, it's very little monitored, very little changes. I know that the school that I graduated from, they're going back full force with one change, which doesn't make a difference anyway, because it's the same amount of people in every classroom anyway.
Yeah.
The only change is there's an extra lunch period.
What?
How
How does that work?
I think that they added in an extra lunch period because they assume that less people will be in the halls, but that's not at all what's going to happen. People are still going to be crossing each other in the halls. And then there's some other things like, I guess, during each period or after each period, all the water fountains are going to be cleaned because that's, an obtainable goal. I don't know. It's one of those weird things. Like, to me, I think that these schools that are saying, listen, we're going to do in person, but we're going to do 2 days a week, 3 days a week, and we're going to do half the student population on those days. I think those are the schools that really have it down. The other thing that they're doing at my school is you have half of your periods on day one, but they're longer. And then you have half of your periods on Tuesday, which are longer. So that's how they're doing it. I guess just to cut down traffic. I don't think it's going to work because at the end of the day, you're still corralling fuck knows how many kids into a small room and they're coughing on each other and they're all wearing masks, but there again, we talked about this the other week. How the hell do you trust elementary aged kids to keep their mask on?
Oh, it's not going to happen. I was trying to keep up with what schools are doing because honestly, if I was in that situation where I had to make those decisions, I don't know what the fuck the answer is, and I honestly don't think anybody knows. I think they're trying to do their best, whatever, cut down the traffic. I kind of like the idea that, they're just going to extend certain classes on certain days and you're going to travel back and forth less, but you're going to be in a class longer. I think that's actually a pretty smart idea. I mean, honestly, really haven't thought about it. If I was in that position, what I would do, just because no matter what you're going to do, you're going to piss people off. and you're going to make people just, I mean, people are weird. So,
Yeah, it's one of those weird things. This is a different time we're living in, and I think that is 100% true today. Like I said, there's not a lot in the news, but the biggest story over the last couple weeks, and we may have discussed this before, Bella Thorne got an OnlyFans account.
I'm going to get me one.
Yeah, really. I don't know. Did we discuss this before at all?
I don't know if I discussed it with you on air. I think we may have touched on it, but I don't think it was on air. See, what people don't realize is like we don't talk really before the show, but after the show, we'll sit on there for a fucking hour, dude.
An hour
it's like a whole nother show.
I was when we had Jay on and I joined up on the Xbox party, we were all talking about doing that show that we have planned in the future, and I was like, well, welcome to the after show, everybody, because that's really what it is we just go on and talk.
Well, here we go. Maybe we need a Patreon only after show.
Oh, that would be a great.
That would actually be pretty smart, man.
That'd be a smart marketing idea.
That'd be great.
So Bella Thorne made an OnlyFans account like 2 weeks ago. Her sister, I guess, already has an OnlyFans account. I guess her sister makes a lot of money. For those of you who don't know who Bella Thorne is, she was a Disney actress. Used to be like 13 years old and on one of these shows. She went on to create an OnlyFans account, made $2 million in like a week.
Yep.
In OnlyFans, you can sell what they call a pay-per-view. Basically, so on top of the monthly subscription people have to pay, you can make them pay more money to get exclusive content. And Bella Thorne sent this out to all of her followers. She said, listen, for $200, you can see me naked. That's what she said. Some guy posted a screenshot where he asked her how naked is naked, and she said no clothes naked, winky face. So everybody paid the $200. There is no naked.
That's what I was about to say. From what I heard, she was not naked at all.
Yeah, she was like an ass picture. There was no titties. It was there was nothing anyone would want to see. Certainly. Listen, I don't know how much maybe Bob Kessler is the professional on how much these things sell for. I don't know how much pussy costs.
I think he's getting ripped off. So.
Yeah, maybe he's getting ripped off. I don't know.
Well, hold on now. This chick you said, what's her name? Bella something.
Bella Thorne.
She was like a Disney person, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's what I said at the start of this.
Yeah. So this is like a bunch of like creepy old guys that were sitting there just waiting for her to turn of age.
Yeah. Well,
that's exactly what this is.
It really is. And so Bella Thorne in her olden age has went on to, when I say olden age, guys, I mean like she's maybe 22. I don't know. She's went on to produce and direct porno films. She hasn't been a part of them, but she will direct and produce them. She still acts in a lot of movies. Infamous is a movie that she just starred in, which is the #1 movie in the United States. More on that in a little bit. So basically, they sent this $200 in. Everybody and their mother paid this $200 fee. I don't know where the fuck these people get this whore money from.
$200, man.
Yeah, man. For 3 pictures.
Is this for like a one-time thing? Because I know on like some of these OnlyFans things, I don't have much experience with it, but some of them are like yearly subscriptions. You're saying this is like a one-time deal for $200?
Yeah, so you already have to be subscribed to her. So her base rate, her monthly rate, because you can pay monthly, 6 monthly, or yearly. Her monthly rate was fluctuant between the day she started, it was $5, to when she ended, it was $20. Okay. Then on top of that, once you subscribe to her, she sends you this offer. If you pay me an additional $200, you get this pay-per-view content, which is 3 images that weren't what she advertised. Okay.
3 images for $200.
Yeah, really. So a lot of people wanted their money back.
Right.
And when I don't know if you understand, the fact that 2 million people are asking for $2 million worth of people are asking for refunds, like OnlyFans doesn't have the kind of money to pay that.
Right.
And So OnlyFans actually had to change the way that their business works. So there's transaction limits now. There's also a cap at what you can ask for a pay-per-view. So like up until this point, you could ask whatever for a pay-per-view, and if people paid it, you got that money.
Right.
Okay. You also something that's kind of cool with OnlyFans is you could just tip people. So it used to be your tip could be however much people wanted to pay you. Now it's capped off at $50.
What?
Okay. So a lot of the sex workers, and that's what
they're pissed.
that's what they're calling themselves, everyone. I'm not offending anyone. That's like the term that's being used.
Right.
A lot of these sex workers on OnlyFans are pissed because they're like, hey, this lady came, bled in our pool, fucked our business up, and then hopped ship with her $2 million.
Oh, that's such bullshit.
She came out with an apology saying basically this was her testing out, supply and demand, and that she didn't want to fuck anyone's OnlyFans over, and that she's really upset, and she's talking to the people over at OnlyFans to see if she can fix this. And here's where it gets murky for me.
Here's how you fix it. Pull your tits out, chick. You made people pay $200. Pull your tits out.
Here's the thing, though. You know what they say is the best marketing is marketing that doesn't feel like marketing because it makes them feel involved. Her movie, ironically enough, comes out. She makes an OnlyFans. It becomes the top movie in the fucking United States because, of course, it does.
Yeah.
Because everyone has Bella fever. And then she runs off with the $2 million and her movie's #1. This has been a shitty year for everyone but Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne is living it up right now.
Wow.
So more on the updated rules. The updated rules dictate that no vendor on the site can charge over $50 for a pay-per-view, meaning, Bella was charging $200, can't do that anymore. Right. And no user can tip more than $100. So I had that flipped.
Dude, don't you think like $50 for a pay-per-view? I mean, it's pretty low. Like
considering some women's monthly fee is $50, yeah.
Well, like a freaking UFC fight's like $100, ain't it?
Yeah.
So like,
come on. With ESPN Plus, with ESPN Plus, because you have to pay for ESPN Plus, then you have to pay for the fight separately. So really, it's probably right in that ballpark of $100 and so dollars. Another thing, and this is what's really pissing people off, they now have to wait 30 days to receive payment from the site when they had used to be able to get it in 7 days.
Yeah, I bet that really pissed people off.
So, like, you're talking about people were able to get their money each week. People were making hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in some cases. And now they have to wait a month to get anything. And I mean, listen, if you're making $1 million, if you make $1 million once a month, that's great. But not everybody on the site's a fucking millionaire. Some of these people, it's just extra money that they would like to have, or maybe it's even, OnlyFans has become their whole fucking domain. I'm not.
For some, it has, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not an OnlyFans professional here. OnlyMans, that's a good idea for a dick site. Landon, let's start OnlyMans.
Yes, sir.
OnlyMans, just a bunch of guys jacking off for money. That'd be great. But when Bella Thorne launched her OnlyFans, it broke the site. Like, so many people flooded to go pay this lady.
I told you, man, it's the creepy old dudes.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people say, could you imagine paying for naked pictures of women? And I think, like, back in the day, that was what you had to do because it was in like the magazines and like it was, cassette tapes and DVDs. Now we have a world of free porn on the internet. Like this is going to be so demonetized, by the way, just so we all know.
We've never been monetized, so it doesn't matter.
That's why we have sponsors.
Oh, yeah, kinda. Well, like I told you guys at the end of the last episode, Webull was getting rid of their 2 free stocks when you sign up. They did eliminate that, so I do need to change the description up there. But you can still get 1 free stock. The only difference is now you can get a stock between $8 and $1,600 rather than $12 and $1,400. So you're only going to get 1, and you have to deposit the $100 to get that free stock now. As to where you could have just signed up and got a free one anyway, but, people didn't listen. They didn't listen to me, Dylan. And let me tell you, brother, I've been killing it.
Yes.
Since the last time. So the last time we were on air, we showed it live. Like what? I don't even remember what number I was at then, but at that point,
it's like 270 something.
Yeah, at that point, it got up to like 303, and I cashed out just because like I'd rather have put that money in the bank, and then let's start over. So I cashed out. I waited like 20 minutes because it dropped down a little. And I bought in again, and then today it went up $11 a share on that stock, and I'm up another $300.
So
it's amazing, guys. Get you a Webull account. Check out the stock the one stock that I'm trading right now is SHLL. It's Tortoise Acquisition Group, and I'll show you what I'm up today. And this is after I cashed out $300 last week. Back up to 261 here.
Fantastic. Yeah, that is great. It seems like I don't know how many views we have. Obviously, you're the view counter. It seems like we're kind of dead right now, which is weird.
Oh yeah, it's totally dead. It looks like there's literally 3 people watching.
But yeah, if you are watching and you're interested in anything we're talking about, the number is 706-237-8230 to call in. You can call in at any time that we're on the air. If we're not on the air, you can always leave a message for the next week. Speaking of leaving messages for the next week, Landon, did Mr. Bob Kessler...
We didn't get a call from Bob.
No, he has been... Listen, this is heartbreaking because he has been here since the first episode. We have not missed...
We've missed one.
Wow.
We missed the one with... when Jay was on, he didn't call. And we didn't have a message.
True.
We just totally...
Yeah, I guess that one kind of,
But I do have a cool little intro that's coming up for Bob. I don't have it ready right now, but hopefully by next episode when he calls in, he'll have his own little intro, so that'll be fun.
Little intro.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be
fantastic.
I'm excited for you to hear it too.
And I painted a little picture for you. Can you just tell me, with the picture that I painted for you, did you one of these comments is hysterical.
Did you see it?
I do, because I have pulled up your Facebook.
Okay, I just now looked over and saw it. Like, okay.
That is, I don't know. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I guess I'm what they call a bear. I guess.
I want a bear.
I guess that's what the term is for folks like me, big hairy men. Oh God, this show's gotten so gay.
It wouldn't be one of our episodes if it didn't turn gay at some point.
No, it wouldn't. But so I painted you that picture of a very specific picture. Do you remember what I had told you I would want in a music for Bob Kessler?
No, I don't remember.
Oh man, I said it has to be one of those like back road country things, like the do like Deliverance style.
It's gonna be good. Trust me, you'll like it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
In other news, the other week we had talked about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot. It was going to be a dramatic comedy, I guess.
Right.
The full it says that the cast of the Fresh Prince will reunite to celebrate the show's 30th anniversary in September. Now, here's where it's interesting. It's an unscripted reunion special for HBO Max.
I don't believe that it's unscripted.
I don't either.
There's no freaking way that that's unscripted.
But that's what they're saying.
Yeah, they can say it. They're full of shit. There's no way it's unscripted. You said it's HBO. There's no way that HBO is going to put something out unscripted. To some degree.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess they could. What are they going to be sitting there just having a conversation? And I mean, honestly, I don't know much about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so that'll be interesting. So I do want to read this comment out. It's not popping up on the screen once again. Reese, what we were just talking about there, Reese was saying that he's only here because he's interested in bearing Dillan's child, which is very disturbing and
normally Landon's the one that has to go and run and deal with things, but I had to today.
This is the first time ever, Dillan, that you've had to dip out.
I know it's upsetting. I was only like, what, 20 seconds? I don't know. But I apologize for that, everyone.
No worries. So you're talking about this thing being unscripted, HBO. So you said it's just a reunion thing. So maybe it is unscripted if they're just sitting around talking about.
And see,
like,
that's
whatever.
What I think.
So
I think that this
I
is a reunion.
that.
Yeah, I see this as being a reunion where they're going to just sit around and talk about the show, and this is going to promote the Dromcom. I think that a lot of people thought it was the same thing. I do think it's going to be two separate things, whereas this is a 30th anniversary thing, and that's going to be just like a short-lived show, probably. I mean, I would assume short-lived. I don't know. But HBO Max is really the forefront of all of these reunion specials. They have the Friends reunion that's going to be on HBO Max. On top of that, I'm pretty sure HBO, we talked last week, having the Snyder cut of the Justice League film, which is a 4-hour-long endeavor. So it's all very weird stuff.
Dude, I literally have not watched HBO since I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
I thought they fell off the map. So maybe they do need something like this to.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think HBO has fallen off the map because even when you were really young and when I was young, they had The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Then they had Game of Thrones, and now they have all this shit. I don't think HBO is falling off at all. I just think like now's the perfect time for them to market themselves as that original brand of, just so everyone knows what HBO stands for, home box office. So yeah, I think it's just a good branding move on their part.
Do they does HBO have like a subscription service like Netflix?
That's what HBO Max is, yeah.
Okay, so but like for me, like I don't have like normal TV, so like could I get like an app where I could just watch it without having the normal bullshit?
Yeah, HBO Max is their streaming service.
Gotcha,
so right now, a bunch of these different companies are starting out with streaming services. HBO was one of the first companies that did it. But now, like, NBC has Peacock, which is free. And when they say free, it's free to an extent. Mm-hmm. So, like, certain movies are free. But like if you want to go watch a television series, the first episode's free, but then you have to pay it's like $5 a month for everything. So you can have for $5, that's not expensive for a streaming service. When you look at I think Netflix is probably like $13, $15 by now. I don't know.
I want to say it's like $12. I think I paid $12.
So yeah, it's one of those things that's just different and fun and good on HBO Max. You know, like I said, marketing, which takes me to another marketing ploy, WGN America, which I guess is like a channel that comes with basic cable. I've never heard of this channel.
Isn't that like WG? Isn't that like a HVC type thing? Like they sell shit on it or whatever?
I don't know. That like I've never seen this channel. I've heard I can't say I've never heard of it because I've heard of different programs being on it, but I think WGN is like paid promotions for the most part.
No, I'm thinking like it's like QVC type deal. I don't know why I said whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
So what are they doing now? Say that again. What are they doing?
They are establishing a cable news network that will launch called News Nation. It's going to be in a primetime slot, and the company says that it's going to deliver unbiased reporting. On
their channel, and we don't even know what the fuck it is. I mean, they're going to be... listen to me. Literally nobody who does news is unbiased.
I guess they're trying to fight... I guess they're trying to fight back the big four, you know, because that is a good marketing idea in theory to say, listen, all of these other shows are left or right. We're not going to be. I don't know if it's possible to do a show like that. For those of you who don't know, I tried. Okay.
Yeah.
And Landon.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know, but you don't see this yet, but I do have my Paranormal Analytical shirt on tonight.
You know what's
Dillan's
funny?
other show.
I still don't have mine. No one's.
Well, I bought my own goddamn shirt. They wouldn't send me one.
Well, to my understanding, there's one that's made that, like, I was told, it's funny. So I was told, hey, send your address to this person. They'll send it out. And so I did. We're 4 months later.
How many years have you been?
Yeah,
you've been.
Well, that's the thing is like, so I've been, and that's something we'll get into another time when I do finally leave the show, which is everyone is aware is happening at probably at the end of November.
Right.
But like, yeah, the fact that I've been with the show for so long and like that, we'll see that the reason that those shirts were made for that was the live investigation that you thank you again for helping me out on. They wanted to all wear matching shirts, but yeah, like no one, no one
I
thought
actually
of the
bought
guy
this one on that episode, like while we were live.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Yeah.
See it. But yeah, so anywho, we digress. I don't know how you would do a show that's unbiased. And the other thing is WGN America, I don't know what their budget is, but like, who's going to host this? Who's going to be?
That's what I'm saying. Like, to be unbiased, like, and to just go get your own information as to what's out there, like, you got to have a lot of freaking money. And we don't even know the name of the station. I don't even know it. I need to look this up. WGN, you said?
Yeah. WGN America.
I have no idea what this is. Let's see.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I've never heard of this network in any capacity other than like maybe I've seen a commercial for it. But as I recall, the commercial was literally them showing like old westerns. Like it was like the Rifleman channel or some shit. I don't know. Like The Rifleman starring Chuck Connor was only on WGN America. A show from 80 years ago.
I mean, there's like JAG is on there. It doesn't even tell me like what WGN stands for. Like,
see, that's the thing is like, is it like the old TNN? Like we've talked about TNN before, ironically enough, but is it like the Nashville network? Is this them trying to split off and become something new? Like TNN at the end, it was originally the Nashville network. Then it became the Nation network and then it became Spike TV. Like it was very short lived. So here's my thing.
It stands for World's Greatest Newspaper, by the way.
Oh boy,
that's what it stands for.
Ugh. All right. Are they trying to make talent, or are they like bringing in established talent? Because if not, Landon, I'll throw my name in the hat.
It just says WGN America is a Chicago-based broadcast television station, and rated with radio siblings. They borrow the 3 letters WGN, World's Greatest Newspaper slogan used by the Tribune from 1911.
So. Yeah, sure. World's Greatest Newspaper America, everybody. That's the channel.
Yeah.
Just stupid. Who cares?
It looks fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They show, like, JAG's a 30-year-old show. Who the fuck is watching that channel? Do you? Like, oh my god. Of course, you know what?
My grandmother watched that.
I'm gonna make a bold statement here, Landon. I want to say that we have more viewers than WGN. I want to say that more people watch us on a weekly basis than WGN. The only reason anybody's watching WGN is because they're flipping through the channels and they have a stroke while they're flipping through, and it's just playing because they're not capable of changing the channel.
Until somebody finds the body, it just plays on.
Like, that's the only people that are watching that show. Our show, only drunk people watch. Landon?
The podcast so bad, you have to be drunk to listen.
Opening beer with my teeth is becoming easier the drunker I get.
This is the Landon and Dillan show.
Yeah, I guess I've now become a little bit of a producer over here. What they used to call that. I'd be the PD. What's PD stand for? Program director.
Program director. Yeah.
See, yeah, I guess I've become
the Landon
PD.
and Dillan show, rated 1 star on all podcast platforms.
Yeah, we are. That's still so funny. I don't think I'm gonna get tired of that.
It's never gonna get old, man.
Like the intro to me is the best part. I think the intro is just fantastic. I will never get tired of it.
I gotta get more from this guy. I gotta figure out, because literally, like I said, the intro is the only one where I said, "Hey, give me this exact wording. I want this." Just because we needed like that one little intro thing. Everything else, I just said, hey, I literally put in the email to the guy when I was on Fiverr, and I was like, say everything that you've wanted to say to these idiots that make you do stuff that you don't want to do. And that's what he gave me.
Like, listen, like we are too easy people to please.
Right.
Like we want it. We want it to look.
I guarantee you that nobody out here can make fun of this show more than we can. So
Yeah, like it's like that old adage, nobody can hate me more than I hate me.
Right.
Yeah, that's what this show is. Nobody can bash this show because we fucking bash this show. We know it's terrible.
It's the last Eminem rap in 8 Mile where he just bashes himself the whole time, and what do you got? You ain't got shit after that.
Fuck a clock, fuck y'all if you doubt me. Trailer park trash, and I say it proudly.
Yeah, you actually know it. I'm impressed there.
Here, tell these people something they don't know about me.
Dylan, I got a question for you real quick.
Yes, sir.
I have for the first time in forever, or ever, I think, that I've ever done besides like interviews for like television shows, I have a webcam interview with a company next week. I'm curious, what are your thoughts if I sit here and do that with the shit that's behind me? Do you think that's going to be a negative impact?
I would maybe move some things around. Maybe make it a little brighter.
But don't you think that that's like, if they see that, that's interesting? They'll be like, oh, wow, this dude's weird, or this dude's like unique.
I mean, listen, everybody's backgrounds are a little different. I don't know. I feel if you're going on Zoom, just set a background.
Well,
you know?
I don't know what it is, so I mean,
you know, it just all depends. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's the shit where you have to be really careful with what's like in your presence, like. You know,
I'm not one to fake shit for nobody.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
That's true. Yeah,
if you don't like who I am, then just you need to know right up front who the fuck I am.
Yeah,
you know what
be
I mean?
yourself. You need to get into this interview and immediately just say, "Listen here, I'm Landon motherfucking Welsh."
Am I that country?
And you're gonna no, but it's fun to act like you are. And you're gonna respect me, all right?
You're gonna respect my authority.
This is America, okay? This is America. It's so fun. But speaking of shitty programming,
yeah,
the VMA Awards took place.
I've never seen a VMA Awards.
Yeah, so I don't think anyone's. I mean, I did
see some pictures of Lady Gaga on there, though.
Lady Gaga. I know that they have probably the most famous thing that happened from the VMAs was when Nicki Minaj goes, and here's some bitch that had a lot to say about me in the media. Miley, what's good, ho?
What?
And Miley Cyrus, dude, I swear to God, it's the funniest fucking thing.
This just happened, or is this in the past?
No, this is like a couple years ago.
Okay.
This is like Wrecking Ball Miley Cyrus,
okay.
Which we'll get into that in a second too.
Yeah.
But so Miley Cyrus is like, yo, I don't want beef here. Like, what the fuck are you doing, you nutcase? And so like, the VMAs took place the other day, and as Landon had mentioned, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande performed together with masks on at the VMAs. The Weeknd and Lady Gaga got a bunch of awards. They, of course, took this time to talk about injustice in the world and, you know, everything anyone else talks about. Keke Palmer, who I don't know if she was like the host of the evening or what. I know that she was a Disney actor or a Disney actress or something like that too. But now she does a show with Michael Strahan, I guess. I don't know. Anywho, she paid tribute to Chadwick Boseman, who passed away. And I know that you guys have probably all heard about that. He was the guy who had played
the Black Panther dude. He
was Black Panther. He was also Jackie Robinson in the movie 42. He was a really good actor. So she paid tribute to him. And I guess the kind of like one of the things people are talking about is how back in the day, Miley Cyrus came to the VMAs on a wrecking ball. At this VMAs, she was suspended from the ceiling on a disco ball. So growth and development, everybody, growth and development. And quite literally.
Next time it'll be a ball made out of diamonds.
Yeah, probably. You know,
cubic
I don't know.
zirconiums.
Everyone for a while there was like, oh, she's so different than she was back in those days. She's the same fucking person. Yeah, she's the same person.
She's quack. Full quack.
Nobody, you know what? But I would love to, like, I would just love to meet her. I think that'd be fun. She seems like a chill lady.
Oh, I'd bang her for sure.
Oh, geez. Well, I didn't take it that far. You know? Oh, God. But and we have a commenter that says, "Yes, you are that country." So there you go, Landon.
Thank you, Patricia. I
you
appreciate
are
that.
one of them.
We also have Marie over here on the other chat. Hey, Marie, thanks for joining us. The numbers have spiked up. I don't know why.
Landon, you already drunk your 3 sips in? Jesus Christ! The numbers over here and they spiked up.
You're only seeing one. Okay.
Did someone spike your drink? Oh boy, this is gonna be. We've already shot our load because the news is over. We have nothing else to talk about.
We never have anything to talk about when we come on here.
That's true. We don't have anything to talk about. Do you want me to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about something too.
Go ahead.
Did you did not see? I think we kind of alluded to this a little bit before the episode. The Elon Musk, giving him a demonstration of his Neuralink thing. Do you even know anything about this Neuralink?
I heard about it when he did Rogan the most recent time, because he talked about it there. But I didn't know, I thought he was saying this is the future. I didn't realize he was saying I'm making this.
Oh no, he's literally making it. He was making it back when he was on that. Let me see if I can pull this up.
Yeah, it's one of those really weird.
So what he's done is this is like they cut the video down here to 14 minutes. But what it is let me actually switch these cameras over so everybody can see. I know you won't be able to see, but you'll be able to hear him. It's just like this little round disc chip that he basically says he's going to cut a hole in your skull, and you're going to and what's crazy, you really got to see this video. What's crazy is he's he built a robot that actually does the implant for you. So like a human doesn't even do the implant. The robot does it. You cut a hole in your skull, you put it in there, and it like implants it into your brain. Now, I was watching the thing. I'm going to pull it up so people can see this. Let me turn this camera around. Actually, let me just share my screen so you can see it too, Dylan. And we'll make this. Boom, boom. There. Now you can see it too, Dylan, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I think everybody else can see it. So here we go.
You're hearing are real-time signals from the Neuralink.
This is creepy, by the way.
So this Neuralink connects to neurons that are in her snout. So whenever she snuffles around and touches something with her snout, that sends out neural spikes, which are detected here. All right, welcome to the Neuralink product demo.
There's the robot that does the implant, by the way.
Blow your mind.
Standing right beside him.
So I want to emphasize the purpose of Neuralink. Like, what's our goal? Our goal is to solve important spine and brain problems with a seamlessly implanted device. So you want to have a device that you can basically put in your head and feel and look totally normal, but it solves some important problem in your brain or spine. So going into the Neuralink architecture, what we've done over the past year is dramatically simplify the device. So we about a year ago, we had a device which had multiple parts, including a piece that had to sort of sit behind your ear, and it was complex, and you wouldn't still look totally normal. You'd have a thing behind your ear. So we've simplified this to simply something that is...
There you can see how big it is.
About the size of a large coin. And it goes in your skull, replaces a piece of skull, and the wires then connect within a few centimeters or about an inch away from the device.
I want to scroll through where you can see it get implanted by the robot. Like. Yeah, right here.
Essentially the entire surgery. So done in under an hour. So you can basically go in the morning and leave the hospital in the afternoon. And it can be done without general anesthesia. So this is our
Hell no.
surgical robot.
Yo. Pause.
All right.
What the fuck did he just say?
He's basically what he said. I kind of scrolled through, but what he was saying was that the process is going to take about an hour long, and that's it, because it's all done with this robot.
With no anesthesia. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
can
to
do
be
it with
awake
no anesthesia.
while a robot is. I'm awake while a robot is drilling a hole in my fucking head to
Right.
take out a piece of skull and then putting it in. Fuck that. Nope.
Well, you're about to see it. Watch.
And we actually ultimately want this robot to do essentially the entire surgery. So in everything from incision, removing the skull, inserting the electrodes, placing the device, and then closing things up and having you ready to leave. So we want to have a fully automated system. So this shows you at sort of close-up view, which I think is actually not too gruesome.
Fuck that.
Of the electrodes being inserted in the brain.
Yo,
And
dude,
if you
what the
look
fuck?
closely, you'll see that it's a little counterintuitive that if the electrodes are inserted very carefully, that there's no bleeding. And so if you have very tiny electrodes, and if they're inserted very carefully, so that the robot actually images the brain and makes sure to avoid any veins or arteries, so that the electrodes can be inserted with no noticeable damage. So you will have no noticeable neural damage in inserting the link. So
Until you do.
does it actually work? And what I'm excited to show you, I call it like the Three Little Pigs demo.
So as you heard right there, it'll implant the whole thing without making your head bleed at all.
Fuck
Because it senses where the veins are and where the arteries are or whatever, and it just bypasses every one of them.
Until it doesn't, and until it rains and you short circuit and fucking die. There we go. Keep it going, Landon.
Well,
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
there's not much else to it. He just kind of shows you, like, here's the pigs that actually have the implant
So it's possible to have multiple links
in them.
in your
She
head
actually
and
has 2
have them all be
implants in
sending out
her, and you can
signals
see
and
she's
be working
happy
well.
and healthy.
All right, so we just showed you a demonstration of reading brain activity. And
And so it basically just goes on and talks, like, right here about, like, it can predict, like, where your joint movements are and, like, how your body moves and stuff. So, you know, he didn't really get into the super creepy stuff that this thing can do. He says that, you know, this will be able to, you'll be able to communicate with people in the future whenever this
without
advances.
moving your mouth.
Without actually speaking at all. You'll just be able to think a thought, and it'll send it to the person that...
But see, here's the thing, though. There would have to be some way for me to think thoughts that I don't want to share with someone. Like, if I'm thinking, damn, I want to fuck that bitch, man. She is the fattest ass. I don't want her to know that I just thought, I want to fuck this bitch. She is the fattest ass.
Well, one part I didn't play because I don't know where it is, and I don't really want to sit there and listen through it all again. You guys can go and check that out. But one of the cool things that he mentions in this video is that eventually in the future, you will be able to save your memories. Like, it'll essentially be able to download your memories, and then you could upload them at a later date or upload them into a robot. And those were the specific words that he used, that you could upload it into a robot, for example, or another body or whatever.
All right. I like this idea now because there's going to be a robot Dillan with fucking guns as arms walking around fucking.
But I mean, dude, think of, like, the coolest moment you've ever had in your life, and you could just instantly replay it.
Well,
As if you were there.
Think of Mecha Donald Trump as president of the United States in 50 years.
Dude, he even said after that, he's like, the future is gonna be weird.
He is okay. He had his first weed smoking experience with Joe Rogan on the first podcast. He is the epitome of a man who is a stoner without ever smoking.
Right. He said in when they got to the Q&A of that thing, because this was a whole long program. I watched every bit of it because I'm fascinated by Elon Musk. But he was like, this is turning out to be an episode of Black Mirror. He's like, they're actually kind of genius with that program.
This fucking guy's a lunatic. What if
No,
Elon
he's
Musk
not.
wants to
He's
take
a
over the world?
genius, dude.
What if he's gonna take over the fucking world? Elon Musk. It's gonna be like the old SpongeBob movie where Plankton had all the helmets to go on people's heads. It's gonna be all of us are wearing the helmets. He's gonna flip a switch and we're going to become his kill bots.
I don't know. I don't see that in him, dude. I really think he wants to do good for people. Like,
Oh, I'm glad you think that.
I do. I have a lot of faith in Elon Musk.
Here's the thing.
Speaking
With
of
what-
Elon Musk, go ahead, and then we'll go.
With what he said there, though, it didn't get into all that creepy stuff. It just said
No.
this could fix issues neurologically, so people who can't walk would then be able to. So it does. There's some good in this. Not all of it's necessarily fucking creepy. Go ahead, Landon.
Yeah, I think that their major thing that they wanted to point out during this whole ordeal was that they could basically make people who have spinal issues or brain issues, they could bypass those issues and you could be normal again. So I think that's really cool. And that's one of the things that they talk about later in the Q&A is that that's who they're targeting with the first release of this stuff. Now, what's awesome, now let me ask you this, Dylan, because you didn't hear this part either. How much do you think it's going to cost to be able to implant one of these devices out the door into your brain?
Assuming that for the people it's used for on minimal income, okay, I would say $200.
$200. Okay.
You can't listen. They're on minimal income. You can't charge people who can't afford $500 billion to pay $500 billion.
Yeah, but I mean, something like this will probably be covered with insurance at some, to some degree. I think insurance companies would love to have something like this if it's going to take away from the issues that these people have. You know what I mean? Like, you think about it. You have, like, I don't know, cerebral palsy or whatever. I mean, I don't even know. And this could, like, fix that. You wouldn't have to go to the doctor all the time. All those things. Like, insurance companies would be on board.
Did they give a price, or were you just asking
He
me?
did. No, he did. He said it's going to cost about the same as, like, LASIK surgery. So, about $1,000.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, I feel like if your target demographic for this, as of now, before we get into all the mecha shit, is for people who need who need to become normal again.
Well, this is the initial run.
Yeah.
Because
So,
it's going to get way more advanced than that.
I don't know. I still don't like the idea. It freaks me out. I like, it goes back to the whole thing, and I said this before before the show. People freaked out when they wanted to chip us with like key fobs to get into buildings and shit.
Yeah.
I can't imagine regular people see, because people who can't walk, to have that ability to walk again, they're going to say, hey, hell yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
But like regular people, man, it's not. There's no fucking way.
Oh, I'm instantly getting it. That dude releases it, I'm getting it the day it comes out, son.
Like I said, you're a part of the problem.
I'm gonna save up my money right now, and I swear to God, I'm getting a chip put in my brain.
If you don't,
Dude, to be able to walk down the street or to go into these little, to go into a nail salon and be able to just know what these yip yaps are all saying about talking shit about me just because my brain just translates it to English automatically. I am so down, dude.
Well,
I am
here's the
so
thing,
down for that shit.
The assumption is everyone's voice is going to be the same. So maybe I do want to think weird shit, because then I can be like, hey, that bitch has a fat ass. And they never expect the fat guy to say that. So they're going to be going out after everybody else. If everybody's voice is the same, maybe I do like this idea.
Yeah, I don't know how
Everybody
that's all
sounds like
gonna work.
Stephen
Because there's got to
Hawking.
be like, I mean, there's no way that your thoughts are just gonna be. I don't know, dude. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Your thoughts are gonna be trapped in the cloud. Anyone can fucking hear your thoughts. Like, I'm gonna be beating off next door, and the lady next to me is gonna be hearing me going, "Oh yeah, that Jenna Jameson, man. Oh, that Alexis Texas. Oh, like."
I don't know, dude.
Nobody wants that.
I think that there's a lot of good purposes that could come out of this, though.
I
There's
see
a lot of
bad coming out of it.
Yeah, I mean, like
But what
you
do
said,
you, the
dude.
viewer, think?
Yeah, I'm interested in what other people think. I mean, here we go. Let me play the intro. We'll throw our number up there again. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Elon Musk Neuralink?
You're listening to the worst podcast in the universe. Call or text us now to 237-8230. This is the Landon and Dillan Show.
I got the phone pulled up right now, so if you want to call in, give us your opinion, you can. We do have a couple people in the chat there. Looks like Reese is down for Robot Trump 2050. Who's limiting it to 2050? I mean, if we can just upload Trump into a robot for another election, let's say 50-50. How about that?
Fuck. This has become the weirdest fucking show I've ever been a part of. This really has. If you look at like from where this show came from at the beginning to where it is now, there have been no more ups and downs and more turns than on this show.
For some reason, people are still listening to it.
We started off talking about like Kid Nation and weird shit. We ended up doing a really good show, and now we somehow become like legitimate hosts of something. It's fucking weird. This is all weird. I don't like it.
What we we showed that video of, I guess it was probably like 2 or 3 episodes ago, of that stupid robot that's like,
oh yeah, the fucking
in the Indonesia place or whatever. Yeah. Dude, what about that sucker being able to upload into one of those things?
That's what I'm saying. I want my body to have like guns. Like I want to be Iron Man. That's what I want. Like I want to be Iron Man. I want to just walk around as Iron Man, and like some little kid's memory pops into my head of like his puppy getting shot out of the sky by another robot, because we have robot terrorists now. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go buy that kid a puppy. That's what I'm gonna do. And then when the robot terrorists come to get the new puppy, I'm gonna shoot at them, because everybody has guns for arms, man.
We do have a couple other things. Amazon got FCC approval for drone delivery. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah. So now they can have their packages delivered by drone. Obviously, that's going to be like something where you're going to have to live within a certain radius of one of their warehouses or something like that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like people could drive so many products to a certain area and then fly them out. I don't know, dude. I don't know how that's going to work, but you know, to be able to get to the FCC approval, that's quite amazing. I didn't check out Amazon stock and see. I know it was up today, but I don't know how much it was up after that announcement.
How long do you think it'll be until we can have superpowers?
With Elon Musk, within the next 5 years.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because that's the thing. If I could like move shit with my mind, I'd be down.
Well, I don't know about it. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm too stupid for any of this stuff. I don't know anything. Don't listen to anything that I say. Don't take any advice from me. But another thing about Elon Musk, I wanted to bring this up. Tesla stock. I know we talked about this before. Tesla stock did a 5-to-1 split. So if you had one stock in Tesla before the split, now you have 5. So it brought the price down back to around $400. I think it's almost up to $500 already. But they wanted it to feel like more of the normal person could buy into their stock. And here it goes. It's already skyrocketing back up. I mean, literally, dude, less than 4 months ago, it was at $700. It went up to $2,500. Then they decided to do the split to bring it back down, and now it's skyrocketing again. So, I mean, it's unstoppable, dude. Oh, Apple did the same thing. They split as well. So
you're the one who knows about all these stocks and whatnot. I'm not a math person, so I stay the fuck away from there. I would make bad monetary decisions. I stay the fuck away from all this shit.
I think I treat it as a game, man. To me, it's like a game. Like you find something that you know is going to do really well. Like that one stock that I've been interested in for the past few weeks. It's supposed to merge this month. The CEO went on like Fox and Friends or something at like 2:00, dude. And he was talking about these orders that they are sending out and all this stuff. And instantly that stock went up $10 a share. Like just from one interview, dude. It's so amazing. It's so fun.
The president of Barstool, Dave Portnoy, he said the same thing. He looks at it as a game. He doesn't fucking look at it as...
Dude, none of the money in there. It's like the money that I put in there to begin with is like an hour at the casino for me. So like, it's a game to me, dude. It's such a game. I just have fun with it. I've almost tripled my money that I've put in there already. And
You're a lunatic.
I expect it to go way further than that by the end of this month.
So, you know, I told you the other week that we're looking into a booking for the future.
Right. Yeah, I was talking to her today and yesterday, and yeah.
So is that, how are the wheels moving on that? I said that we should book.
Yeah, we don't have a date yet, but it's going to happen. I have not this week, not next week, not the next week. Yeah, the next week after that, I have an entire week off, so we'll probably do it sometime then.
Hopefully, man, I'm so excited to do more shows like that with guests and to talk about shit like that. And then, you know, our guest had an idea for a show for us all to do on a more permanent basis. So myself and Landon might have we might be throwing our ducks into some different waters here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in talking with some specific guests because there's certain things that I want to hear about and learn about from people that are, you know, really, you know, spend their life talking about certain things. Like, for example, if we wanted to learn more about this Neuralink, I'm sure we could get a freaking scientist to come on and explain it better. You know, like it really does not take that much effort to get somebody on to talk about these things.
So I already know what your answer is going to be. All right. But fantasy booking here for a minute. If you could book one guest to do our show, who would it be? I already know what your answer could be. It's easy.
If I had one person, honestly, I would probably want to talk to probably Ari Aster, honestly. Or Ryan Connolly.
I am amazed your answer was not Elon Musk.
No, I don't want to talk to Elon Musk. He's too hard to talk to. I could not have done what Joe Rogan did on his podcast.
I think
no fucking way.
I think Elon Musk is a shy guy. And, you know, I've dealt with shy guests before. They're definitely more difficult. And you've actually seen some of the shows I've done with more shy guests where they're more difficult to talk to, but the content that you get out of those shows seem to be way better than a regular show.
Yeah. Dude, it was, even for me as a listener, like I've listened to that episode probably 3 or 4 times. Like, even to listen to it is hard because he's such a weird dude. And like, I don't know. It's just like, I just want to like hit my hand on the table and say, hurry up and just spit it out already, damn it. You know, like it just pisses me off, but yeah, I don't want to talk to him, dude. I love what he does. I love what he's doing for people. You know, a lot of people don't realize this dude's like throwing satellites up into space to be able to give the entire world free internet. Like, he's doing so much good shit. He's got new spaceships that we're launching that we can reuse 10 times rather than wasting it, which is saving you money because you pay for those stupid rocket ships that we just throw away after one use. You know what I mean? He's doing so much good shit. I don't know one thing that's bad. I mean, obviously this Neuralink stuff could lead to something bad, but I mean, it's going to come eventually. So if anybody's going to do it, I'd rather him do it and try to make it safe.
Yeah, I understand that. I do think he has good intentions, well-rounded. So that's a great thing. You know, I feel like when you're fantasy booking, and I as kind of a, like, it's funny because I don't see myself as being a better production person than I am an on-air person, but I probably am because, as you know, Landon, with the behind the scenes stuff in production and being able to cue, I'm pretty good at that, you know. Whereas on air, people fucking hate me. I feel like I would want to interview somebody who hasn't been interviewed very much over the span of time. Like, if you think of like Howard Stern, for example. Nobody's done like an interview with Howard Stern where they interview Howard Stern for like long form and get to just talk about all of his experiences. And like he's an example of somebody who the reasons make sense why he doesn't do other people's shows. He talks, you know, for 6 hours or 4 hours or whatever his show is now. He does like 3 days a week. And, you know, when he retires, if he retires, maybe he'll do more segments like that. You know, but like I would like to talk to someone like that who they have all of these stories that they've written about in books, but haven't necessarily been talked about on air. And the fact that Howard Stern has so many things he hasn't talked about on air, like that to me is fantastic. Just that whole that whole thing. And I know he's become a controversial figure with no longer being a controversial figure. It's funny. Like, it's really is a you're damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation with him, because he used to be the guy everybody hated because he was, an asshole. Now he tries to not be an asshole anymore, and people are pissed that he's not an asshole.
Right.
So, he's an example of somebody who really can't win. But, like, that would be someone who I'd want to interview, someone who hasn't done a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. All of the people that I would want to talk to are completely for selfish reasons, and it would not be for the audience. I mean, they would some of these people would like it, but I wouldn't do it for you. I would do it for me. You know what I mean?
Like, and that's the other weird thing with us coming from the backgrounds that we come from. Like, would you want to have like a paranormal person on?
No, dude. I've dealt with so many paranormal people that are just bullshit.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, dude. I'm at the point now in my life where like, you have to use some freaking critical thinking and to use some type of skepticism. And it's just gotten to the point where like people just believe all sorts of crazy shit for no reason in the paranormal. And it's annoying to even deal with. Like, I just, honestly, dude, I've thought for the last couple years of just completely leaving the paranormal altogether, but I can't because I enjoy it and I enjoy the history. Like, the history is the only thing that holds me on, because I love doing research on these places, and I have had things happen to me that are strange. I'm not going to say that it's freaking spirits and all that. I mean, it may be, I don't know. But to have all these people out there saying, yes, it's this, and yes, you got fucking demons. Look, I've done this for many years and I've been in every place that you can imagine where people say, that's the demon home, or that's this and that. And I've slept there like a baby with no problem. There ain't no damn demons nowhere that I've noticed. Unless I'm a demon and we're just in good company. I don't know.
And that to me,
I've been told that.
That to me is the funny thing, is like, we're people who have done paranormal programming for a long time.
Right.
Between the two of us, we've interviewed God knows how many people. We've been fed God knows how many bullshit stories. But it's like, there are still people in the paranormal realm who even I would want to talk to, and I don't give a fuck about the paranormal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a few people. Like, one of the things that I'm really been interested in and I want to dive more into, and we've actually had some people message me about this and in the comments on previous episodes, is more of like Native American traditions and their thoughts, because we had a lot of people that really enjoyed when we were on your show with Rick. I had a bunch of people that came from my side over there, and they're like, dude, we really love Rick. Rick has like these cool ideas and these different viewpoints. So that's one of the things that I'd like to dive into more, is different like Native American beliefs and like rituals and things like that. That's the kind of stuff I'm interested in.
I want to book Rick for the show. You mentioned Rick, and I want to talk about why he was brought onto the show. If that's
I
don't know if that's entertaining to anybody but me. So Rick, for those of you who don't know, Rick Warren does political analytical with myself and Eddie and that crew. No.
Paranormal analytical, not political.
Did I say political?
You did. Paranormal analytical, bitches.
See, now I'm plugging shit. God, it's terrible.
Do not watch that. No,
so paranormal. See, it's so difficult because the other one just flows better. Paranormal analytical. See, it's funny. The things that I create kind of just flow. Taking shot. So Rick was brought on because he was a listener to us forever.
Right.
Like, and one day Eddie said, hey, let's see if Rick wants to talk about this subject. So we brought him on, and he became a part of the show. And I always really liked his viewpoints on things. And I liked being able to have those discussions with him, because you can have discussions with Rick that you can't have with everybody. Yeah. You can have the spiritual discussions. You can have the discussions about a lot of things. The thing about having him as a guest talking about native beliefs is there's a lot of shit they're not allowed to talk about. like it's sacred and you can't talk about it. So like on one hand, it's like he would be a great guest, but on the other hand, you would get a lot of, the shit that happened was sacred and I'm not allowed to talk about this aspect of it, but maybe let's talk about this instead. So that's the con to it. And I will say that we will have Rick on the show. It's going to happen.
Yeah. I got too many comments about it. He's just a great person to talk to because
and it's one of those things. We'll have him before and after Split, which we've talked about how, we're going to be doing a show with more people. Rick's one of those people we're bringing.
Yeah, I want him on every time.
Yeah, we're going to have him as a person. So you guys will get your fill of Rick. And I love that man so much, and he's such a cool dude. And I hope that he actually watches this, because he does tend to watch, and I hope he hears this. But yeah, he's a pleasant dude, and we will have him on. And truthfully, we could have him on probably any time we wanted.
Oh yeah.
And that's the great thing about it. But yeah, he was a blessing in disguise over there for the paranormal show. And
I love Rick to death, man. He's such a good dude.
Well, that's the thing, is we've done shows with him, you and I, where like I still do, myself and Rick are kind of standalone in the sense that if I'm there, he's there, and we do these shows together, and we've done shows on the political side, we've done shows on the paranormal side, but we haven't done a show like this where it's more freeform. And I don't know if I would want to interview him. And I brought up on the last show that I did with Rick that I've never interviewed him.
Yeah, I heard that. It was literally the last show you were on.
Yeah, it was the last show that we were on where I said, Rick, what's kind of fascinating is I've never interviewed you. And I asked him some questions that I thought were pretty good questions. And Landon, I hope that you agree that that was a pretty good segment. We did a lot of segments in that show,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Rick Warren, if you guys don't know about him, we're going to have him on very soon. We just have to, figure it out.
I'm curious because we still have people hanging on. And I don't know why the fuck y'all are listening to this. I don't know why you watch this. I have no clue. Oh, I do want to bring up two things. If you have a specific topic you would like for us to talk about and to bring on an expert with, because I mean, at this point, Dylan, we really do have we have people who do bookings that we can just call and get pretty much anybody for any topic out there. If you have a specific topic you want, we can get professionals that deal with that on a daily basis to come on and explain it to us or whatnot. So if you got an idea, pop it in the chat, send us a text message. The number's on the screen. Give us a call. Yeah, I'm interested in what you guys want to hear because, I mean, like I said, I don't know why y'all listen to this anyway, but if it'll give you some reason to continue listening, then sure, we'll listen to whatever the hell you want. Go ahead, and then I got one more thing.
They watch because they love to hear your drunk ramblings and my laugh.
Dude, I don't drink. I literally have. This is the first time I've drank anything since that one time I got really hammered on camera.
Yeah, and I was also on that show. Yeah. Here's the thing. No, I bust your balls. I don't give a fuck.
I was hammered that night, dude.
And that's the thing too, is like I got a lot of people asking me about that show because like people watch that show who came from my side and people obviously from your side, and they're like, you kind of took over as the front man. I was like, well, yeah, it just seemed like that was the right thing to do. Like it just seemed like that was the right thing to do.
Shit happens. So, I was having a bad week.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your next?
I was just gonna bring up that this is gonna be weird. I'm going to be taking our episodes. I know there's some people in the comments. We have Maggie Camp there listening. Thank you, Maggie, for watching on YouTube. I'm going to be taking these episodes off of the Exposing Reality YouTube. It is going to go to its own YouTube channel just for the podcast. I've mentioned this since literally episode 1. This is not the videos that are meant to be on Exposing Reality YouTube. They're completely different. Those are more produced episodes of shit that's not podcasts. So I'm going to be making an entirely new channel just to store these episodes for YouTube. So if you want to watch on YouTube, it's going to be moving soon. I'll make that announcement. But also, we're going to be uploading this to more platforms. I doubt iHeartRadio will take us. We cuss too much, but we're going to be putting it on like Player FM and stuff like that. So if you want to listen to this in just an audio form, you'll be able to do that too. It'll make me have to do a little bit more work, but it'll be able to get the show out to more people. So there you go. But it is coming off the Exposing Reality YouTube page. If not today, before we split, it's going to happen.
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing is like, I know that with the split, a lot of people have probably questions about like what we mean. And truthfully, we don't even have the answers that a lot of you guys probably want answers to. It's one of those things, we want to do it. It could fail miserably. We said the other week, if it fails, we'll keep doing this. If it doesn't fail, we won't. Right. And then we will come back to this if we have a guest where we feel like it probably shouldn't be done under that type of umbrella.
Right.
So like if for whatever reason, myself and Landon decide that we want to interview some paranormal people, that's not the umbrella for that. This would be more of the umbrella for that, where we both put on our hosting caps, and we do a legitimate show with people, like you saw with Jay.
Oh my God, I don't know, something fell back there. No, I think that the other show is going to be more of the open table, what we're kind of doing right now, and this show will be more of serious, like interviewing people for specific topics, which is, this show is probably going to be a lot less often because we'll be doing the other one, but when we do this one, you're going to get a lot of really interesting content out of it, I think. So
yeah, we try to entertain the best ways we can. Myself and Landon both know that, like, obviously we've built audiences in the paranormal world. I've built audiences in the paranormal and political world. Landon's built his audiences over a couple of different facets and communities, but we're trying to branch out to the most possible people that we can, just because we think that what we do is entertaining, and maybe we're completely wrong on that. Maybe we're both terrible hosts. Maybe we're both terrible on-air personalities, but we'd like to think that the shows that we do are entertaining, and the shows that need to be educational are educational, and we like that.
Right. We like the freedom of just doing whatever the hell we want to. Yeah. I don't want anybody telling me what to do.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
I don't do that.
I don't do that at all.
I don't do that. I don't want anybody telling me what to do.
What is wrong with you?
I love the
How long have we been going here?
You're the fucking one in charge of that show.
Oh, dude, we've only been done an hour and 17 minutes.
Oh my God.
That is impressive. Normally I look up and it's like 2 hours later. I'm like, shit, how did that happen? Here we go. Maggie has sent a comment. I'm interested in the Native American spiritual beliefs. I would also like weird news aspect. When it comes to paranormal stuff, I rarely hear about elementals and the Celtic connection to America. Okay, so we're going to be covering a lot of those topics with our next guest when we get Kristen Lee on. She's going to be talking a lot about
extensively
about that kind of stuff. I do want to get more into the one thing she brings up here is the more of the weird news aspects. I would like to. That's one thing that I've always loved about like listening to like Coast to Coast AM or listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church. Is like they have these little segments where they talk about like super freaking weird news that's out there. So I'd like to bring some of that stuff to the show. That's a good idea. Thank you, Maggie, for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you for watching too.
Yeah, we'll for those of you see, it's kind of me explaining behind the scenes shit, and I know that can be like boring because no one has any idea what the fuck we're talking about. So with the new split where we become a round table, I'm taking kind of a PD rule for that show. And that takes a little bit of load off of Landon's shoulders because he doesn't have to search for content. And then that also, he's the one running all the camera shit and audio. So it just takes just a little bit of weight off of his shoulders. And then I'll be probably the kind of the forerunner for that show and helping the flow. But for the other stuff, like if, when we do the paranormal shows and whatnot, that'll be probably Landon driven for the most part. I'll be there. I'll chime in, but I think that'll be more Landon driven because that's what you guys like. You guys, if there's anything that we learned from the show that I did with me and Jay, it's that while people can appreciate me as a host, I think that obviously we're on Landon's platforms and it makes more sense for him to take that kind of role in those shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the topic.
That's
there's
true.
definitely topics that you're more fit to take the lead in. But I definitely think that there's, especially with the paranormal stuff, like they like the fact that I'll just come out there and tell you I don't believe what you're saying. You know what I mean?
And that's where and that's where it's funny because like I'm a lot and Landon, you would agree with this. I'm a lot more tasteful than you are.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about nobody. So.
Because I would never want to embarrass a guest or make them look like an ass. And I've interviewed a lot of asses, but Landon doesn't give a fuck. He'll make you look like an ass. He does not give a fuck.
I don't care.
But
I'll tell you you're stupid and your opinion is not right.
Yeah.
So,
but that's
people don't like being challenged. That's one thing that I've learned, dude. People do not like having their beliefs challenged.
But every once in a while, you'll challenge someone, and you have to give them credit because they'll roll with the punches.
Yeah, if you're legit and you got like an answer that's gonna actually make me sit there and think, I'll be like, dude, all right, good on you. Yeah, I have no problem admitting to. It's not like a defeat or a win scenario, but like there's too many people, especially in the paranormal, that just roll with whatever the hell people say, and there's no logic behind any of it. Yeah. There's no critical thinking behind it. There's no skepticism behind it. It's just like, oh, you heard that there's a bunch of demons in this world from a TV show. Well, then it's okay to say that you have 47 demons that live in your house. I had one guy that wanted to be on my old show, Out of the Shadows, and that was his whole thing. He was like, I live in a haunted home, and we have 63 demons in here, and I know them all by names, and I know which one's which when they come in here and do this or that. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
And the problem with people like that, because Landon, I think he's on the right track. But the problem with people like that is there is no evidence. They never bring evidence to back it up. You're just supposed to take their word for it.
Stories. And
the thing is like, a lot of you guys are thinking, isn't it hypocritical if you're going to be talking about that, but then you're going to book someone in the future who is very much, a spiritual person and talks about these things. And the difference is that these people that we book have evidence.
Right.
And that to us is important. And listen,
and they have answers.
They have answers.
Rather than just stories.
And they also have historical documentation, which in some cases myself and Landon have assisted with the getting of such.
Right.
More on that in a few episodes.
Right.
But we talked about it on my show, when we had her. We talked about me and you working on some shit. Did you watch the show?
I did. I got off work at 7:00 and I turned it on my way home.
That's dedication. Yeah. But it was a great show. We talked for like 3 hours after the show.
Yeah. Good.
So we really did. We dove deep into some stuff, and there were some EVPs and things, and it was all super interesting. So with that, like, it's funny because every show that we do is going to be different. Like, we're never going to do the same. It's never going to be the same format twice. Right. And that's why me taking a PD rule is interesting, because it's really up to me what the content will become.
Right.
And it's going to be difficult because no show's the same. And we've seen that even with the Landon and Dillan show. We have not done two shows that were alike.
No, they're all crazy.
Yeah. And they're all crazy for different reasons. From the start of us being two wacky fucking characters. And now we around episode 4, we kind of broke down that barrier of characters. I don't do as many characters as Don Amish would say. I don't do characters. It's funny how just in 9 episodes we've kind of evolved.
Dude, I can't believe it's been 9 episodes.
Yeah, who would have thought we would actually last 9 episodes before we fucking kill each other? But the thing is people don't realize this either. Myself and Landon actually get along. And that's let me break down a barrier for you people. It's extremely rare to do a show with someone and not hate that person. Now, myself and Landon have had a lot of discussions over, I don't know, the last year or two. I don't fucking know. Myself and Landon have not ever had an argument, a dispute. We agree pretty much universally on most things. And we get along as people, which helps us to do a show like this, because these are genuinely our emotions. When I tell Landon he's a drunken nut, he knows I'm fucking with him.
Right.
When we make fun of me for being a bear, I know he's fucking with me. So we fuck with each other. That's what we do because that's fun. It's lighthearted and fun, and that's what we try to do for the most part.
Right. I don't have anything else for you, Dylan. I don't know what else you want out of me. We're rated 1 star on every platform.
Yeah, we're rated 1 star on every platform, everybody. I think it's what do you think, Lynn? An ad read?
I don't care about the ads. You guys can check them out if you want. You want to get some stocks, check out the Webull app. Get you the Fiverr app up top. Buy some Fiverr shit. I am going to be buying some more Fiverr stuff. I think we have fun with those. And I want to do some more stuff. Maybe we'll come on here one day, Dylan, and rather it being a show, we'll just go on Fiverr and take suggestions from people and purchase different things to be able to play on the next episode.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, that would be cool. So we can just take some ideas of like what we can get these people to say, or there's so much shit on Fiverr. You can get these little Indian guys to dress up in a thong and dance around and say whatever. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I mean, there's so much stuff. So even Jesus Christ is on there. We can get Jesus Christ to say anything we want.
Could you? Oh boy, we would get in so much trouble.
Yeah, we can do it.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. We don't know why anyone watches the show. We see ourselves as entertainment, but we're entertainment to the lowest common denominator, and we appreciate all of you so much. Landon, take it away, my friend.
All right, guys. That's it. We'll see you. Who knows? We just come on here whenever the fuck we want anyway. We're rated 1 star.
The Landon and Dillan Show, rated 1 star on all podcast platforms.
Love you guys. Y'all have a good night. And